Good morning. It's Turbo Tuesday in the 55 plus family. And thank you for those of you that looked yesterday at the bucket list deal that our queen of DDPY, DDP's wife, Paige, I posted up there the tribute she did to her mother regarding her mother's bucket list. Hopefully you all saw that yesterday. If you haven't, please go see it and even leave a comment to Paige. I think it's pretty amazing the example she was as a daughter. Wow. And anywho, so today's Turbo Tuesday, we're going to step into specifically the fitness pillar. And I want to make sure I address one specific concern that some of you have, and that is it okay to rest? I mean, is it okay to miss a day, not work out 7 days a week? So I'm going to give you some freedom to make those choices yourself and show where DDP himself, Coach Diamond Dallas Page, certainly leaves freedom for you to meet those needs. And if you're doing the PT with us that are doing the physical therapy apps that have been added to our app, the workouts, of course, they do really encourage us to do those rebuilding ones for PT 7 days a week if we could. But those are much more gentle anyway. Those are just getting, like for me, the Knee-Hab 1 and 2, it's really just soft movements to get my knees working before I go out on the trike or do other workouts. So those are that way. But for those of you that say, but you know, I don't want to work out 7 days a week. So I'm going to give you permission as it's coming from DDP himself, his voice. Okay, so let's go in. Let's quickly do a screen share here this morning. Okay. And here we are. I'm going to show you a spot specifically on the site. But of course, this is Turbo Tuesday. And DDP himself, on the one I'm going to show you, says, don't beat yourself up. It's the worst thing we can do, you guys, to our mindset, is if we miss a day, whether it's our fitness pillar or we miss a day eating the way we should. Don't beat yourself up, because that's never going to be productive. And I am going to take you onto the app specifically. So when you're in the new set of, and many of you are probably way past it, but when you're in the beginners thing, every week there's a DDPY guide for week 1, week 2. And of course, on the last week is always 13 weeks out. And I'm going to show you a part of what he says at that moment on your 13 weeks. What does he say about if that 13 weeks didn't end up exactly the way you wanted them to be? Is that a reason to beat yourself up? Absolutely not. And I'm going to show you that. So he always says, congratulations, keep it going, continue to own it, right? It's about keeping going, you guys. A rest is not a stop, right? It's a process on the way to where you're going. And I put this thing on the lower part of this photo because one of my fellow champs posted this yesterday, and I thought, oh, great piece of wisdom here. It says, did you know butterflies rest when it rains because it damages their wings? It's okay to rest during the storms of life. You'll always fly again once it's over. Wow, I think in the 55 plus group, and of course she isn't. She's a young mommy with a baby on the way. But this is such truth that we all have figured out, right? There are seasons that we have had to rest from many different things that have gone on in our life. But you'll always fly again once it's over. So fabulous quote. Now let's go on real quick to the app. I want to show you something. So when you land on your landing page, whether you're on your phone, your iPad, or a main computer, you're always going to be logged into the same thing. You'll see the same thing, your programs, everything you've entered data-wise. But let's go over to DDP TV a minute right here, and then go down to where they show the weekly. You may not have done these for a long time. Third row down says weekly guides. I clung, you guys, in 2022. I clung to every single week's advice. Some of them I would replay like Okay, so this is what I'm supposed to focus on because every week Coach DDP tells you what to focus on because when you're starting out new, there's so many things to think about, right? So he narrows it in real tight every single week so that you're not overwhelmed, but you know what are the main things that he thinks are important. But then when you get to week 13, you guys, and that's always the finish of each one of those program runs are always 13 weeks long, other than the PT ones. Those run 9 weeks. But all other programs in the DDPY system run exactly 13 weeks, right? So if you go to the 13th week one, and I'm going to start this, but I'm going to pause it because I want to take it to just one little sentence. I want you to go listen to all of them, including this one, but I'm just going to give you just a nano bit of advice from Coach. Okay, so let's take this big and wide. Hopefully my microphone's up. Obviously, I want you to go watch the whole thing, but let's do this.
Don't beat yourself up because you're still way better than day one. I always tell everybody it's better to shoot for the stars and end up a little to the left, a little to the right, a little below it, than to shoot for the curb and hit it. Like, have the power to really look where you were and where you are. Now, if you didn't get exactly where you wanted to be, you got to go back and look at all the things over these last 13 weeks we talked about. Like, did you make sure you did all the pictures and the measurements and the weight? Did you do the pain? Did you get to see how much your body's changing? Did you listen to own your life? And I don't mean one day. Did you make it a part of your routine? Did you watch Living Life at 90%? So powerful about the brain. It's all about this right here. What the story is in your brain, you're telling yourself, giving yourself that positive energy. Did you watch Food Inc? Did you really take it in? Did you watch Genetic Roulette? If you didn't, when I'm talking about GMOs and gluten free and dairy free, you have no idea what I'm talking.
Yep. And that is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. So go back and see that 13-week one is always the one where he summarizes all the steps, all the action steps that you and I can take to get our breakthrough. So Turbo Tuesday is about us taking our fitness pillar, standing it up, gaining whatever it is we need, whether it's mobility, breakthrough for knees, shoulder pains, back pains, all the chronic things, right? But today, I would love for you to leave a comment, specifically your favorite way to take a break. When you know you need to take a break, whether it's just for an afternoon, a day, a couple of days, right? Because you're feeling overwhelmed with life or working out, whatever. When you take a break, what is it that really refreshes you? Is it a nap, going out in nature, reading a book, maybe music, a hot bath in Epsom salt? I don't know. But how do you refresh yourself? Share that if you wouldn't mind, because you might give us all ideas that we didn't even think of. So it is important to rebuild ourselves. We need to fill our cup back up full of energy. I know many of you say I have energy. I actually work to fill my cup so full that I have extra to give out. I have extra energy, extra joy, and I'm going to give it out. So share how you rebuild yourself. And sometimes for me, it actually is music. It's praise and worship music, blasting it so loud that I can get out of my own head and just be freed up. So whatever it takes for you, share it today. Love you tons. We'll see you for Wellness Wednesday tomorrow. Have a dynamite Tuesday as always. Bye-bye.